Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on a Forza Horizon 2 with another rally car build. My vehicle today is an unlikely rally car. I'm going to be giving the Caterham Superlight a chance to shine. The TVR Sagarus has sat at the top of this leaderboard for quite some time. I was thinking this might stand a chance of displacing it. It might be terrible. That is also an equal possibility with this car because it is so very, very light. It should have quick acceleration, but will it be too light to deal with the bumps and the jumps? I don't know. That's what we're going to find out. However, as per normal for this series, the vehicles must be four-wheel drive, which is going to make this a tiny bit heavier. We're still under £2,300 at this precise moment in time. We must have the Storm Island Rally tyres. Now this is actually a little bit of an advantage for the Caterham because it drops the PI massively. Now the PI goes down. These are the same tyres that all of the cars have had to use. It drops the PI on the Caterham down quite a lot, which gives me more PI to play around with upgrades on it. We're also going to have to use the Storm Island Rally gearbox, so we're going to have some nice short gear ratios for this course, and we're going to have the off-roading suspension in a hope that the Caterham might survive the jumps. Maybe. I mean, it doesn't lift it up a huge amount, but here's hoping it will just about survive over the jumps. Now, as far as other parts, what are we going to want? Well, we're going to want brakes, yes. We're going to want some brakes on this car. We're going to want it to get stopped in a hurry. Tyre widths, I'm definitely thinking we're going to want not the biggest tyres on the Caterham, 255s on the rear. Now, concern with the car, aside from the jumps being a potential problem, it could be twitchy. I've not driven this car before on Horizon 2. On Forza 5, the Caterham is horrible and twitchy to drive. I don't really like it. But on Horizon 2, cars tend to be a little bit easier, so I'm hoping we might be okay. Now, the other question is, what do we do about the engine? We have the option. No, we don't have the option. Never mind. Ignore me. I thought I could get that in there and keeping it in S1, but with the tyre widths, it shoots the PI up massively. Okay, we don't have the option to put in the engine from the Ariel Atom V8, so never mind. We're going to go for... Do we go for a turbocharger or do we go for a supercharger? Supercharger is a tiny bit heavier. It doesn't add as much power on, but it doesn't add as much PI on. Shall we go with a supercharger just to be different this time round? Sure. We'll go with a supercharger. It's also now giving the car 50-50 weight distribution, so that might help it, maybe. What else did we want? We won't worry about any of that stuff yet. Brakes we have. We're gonna go for a roll cage. I think the chassis is pretty good enough, although it does make it look quite cool, actually. Yeah, we'll go with that just because it looks cool, basically. The chassis on this car should be pretty good. I mean, it's a track car. It should have pretty damn good handling to start with, but I like that. That's cool. I'm guessing we have the ludicrous wing that we had on Forza 5. Yes, indeed we do. I'm not sure we're going to really need... I might stick the aero parts. I'm not sure we actually really need the aero parts on the on the car, but I'm going to put them on because they look silly, basically. We're going to make the strangest looking rally car you have ever seen with this Caterham. Right, engine, yes, let's see. We should get, we're not going to get a huge amount of power out of this car. We should get maybe up towards the 400 horsepower mark, possibly, out of this. Certainly if we add this on, we may not even quite get 400 horsepower out of the, there we go. Add on some weight. Yeah, I mean the car, you're going to add on this intercooler, you're going to add on weight to the vehicle. But it's... There we go, we are just past 400. We're still going to be like about the lightest bloody car we've had in this series. Or anything's going to stick on... I don't think anything's going to add on just 2. Nope, probably not. So we can now go and shed some weight with a driveline. There we go, £11 dropped off the weight. I'll put the racing diff in as well. And then the final part to this ludicrous car... should be the flywheel. There we go. £1,400 and 402 horsepower. Only 268 torque. But to put that into perspective, I mean, a lot of the cars we're getting here have had sort of 500 plus horsepower. The Metro, I think, had less than 500, and that's going to weigh a hell of a lot more than this. I mean, this is probably £1,000 lighter than most of the cars, and it's only maybe 100 horsepower, 150 horsepower down. I think this stands a good chance. If this is controllable, the Caterham Superlight stands a good chance of going fast. Whether it will beat the the TVR had less than 500 horsepower, I think, or it's around the 500 horsepower mark. I think this stands a good chance of going very, very quickly, but it's all about, will the Caterham be controllable? Because I have only 5 laps to set my lap time. We'll go to our test track, which is the Forest Brawl circuit, where, as I said, I have 5 laps to set as faster lap time as possible. The target, the TVR Saga, is set a 1 minute .178. As our current leader, a Subaru Impreza, in second, and amazingly the Tesla Model S still remains in third. And I'm thinking the Caterham could upset the top 3. Whether it will beat the Sagaris or not, I don't know. It may be very, very sideways. That is always a potential problem with this car. We fly off the line with the Caterham gearing. Seems good, which is always a little bit of a concern when we just jump into things. Little bit of understeer into that first corner. Not quite what I... again, more understeer. I didn't expect understeer from the Caterham, but I can deal with understeer if I know we're going to have... Whoa, we're so fast over there that we end up out wide. I can deal with understeer if I know the car is going to have it across the jump. How do we do on the landing? Pretty damn good. Ooh, okay. There is a lot more understeer in this car. I was expecting it to be sliding all over the place, but no. We've got a very understeer. Okay, we'll have to be a little bit careful with this car. Across the bumps, it's not faring too badly. For £1,400, I love how you can just see the little mud guards at the at the front going berserk as we run across the bumps. Okay, Caterham, how do you deal with this? Very well. That's about the best flight path, whatever, we've seen from anything so far. Straight line speed is about average. I braked a little bit early because I didn't quite know what the car was going to do. Oh, God, the understeer. Taking out some bushes. It's fine, we have that splittery wing on the front. That can be used for bush clearance. Through these corners. I actually got to let off a little bit around here. Got to let off quite a lot around here. In different places with the Caterham across the jump now. Can we be flat through here? Well, we can't because we've got too much understeer. It's got a lot of grip, this car, as you would expect from a Caterham, but we can't quite be flat again. I can't turn it flat out down that part of the track. It just understeers off. But again, up here, we're having a little issue. Make sure we get it slowed down for this corner. Now we're on to the straightaway. Fire the Caterham at the jump. Keep it nailed across here. We've got a little twist in the air, but still that flying a lot better than a lot of cars. First lap, not too bad, a 1 minute 2. I'm actually expecting it a little quicker from this car. Turned in the first corner. We're still struggling. We're still struggling. Again, down here, I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting for it to finally turn in. Get it around this top corner, and then again, slow it down. Try and get a neat run out of here may be a good idea. That's maybe what I'm going to have to focus on with this car if we're going to get a quick lap time. I've had to drop it down a gear and wait. I mean, some cars can carry almost 100 miles an hour through that turn. The Caterham just can't, because if it's understeer, we're going to take that line, I think. Whoa! Big bump. Very, very big bump, and then we're off towards the wall for good measure. Slow it down for the final corner. Take a little bit of a tight line. Take some cones with us. There we go. This has got none of the problems I expected it to have at all. This doesn't drive like anything I expected. Having driven it on Forza 5 a few times, 1 minute 1.3, still not quite as quick as I was perhaps expecting from it. Brakes are phenomenal, as you would expect from a car this light. Now, try and get it turned in down here. But it really doesn't want to slide at all. It gets really unhappy when you're sliding it around here. There we go. There's a small slide, but it's not really going to help. It's not helping me at all on that corner. I was slightly out wide. We're going to have to bang it down a gear and just wait at sort of 82 miles an hour. I can't get any more speed out of it through there. We just don't have the grip. And again, if I try and take the... That's the line I would normally take with the cars, and they'd make that turn, and this just doesn't. That's not normal. Again, final corner. I'm having to wait and wait and wait, and now I get on the power. But there's a lot of waiting before you can do much with it. I think this is a better lap. Flies lovely. Look at that landing. Lost barely any momentum. Little bit wide. We're into the 1 minute now. Can I do anything on this final lap? That was a much neater turn 1. Get it up a gear. Now the ghost car is making a nuisance of itself. This understeer, I think I've thrown it away there. This understeer is just incredible from the Caterham. It doesn't like having 4-wheel drive. It doesn't like having the proper rally tyres. It's just not got the grip. You can't drive it like some of the other vehicles. I've got it turned in this time. I fear we're not going to get it turned in at the top of the route though. Here, oh, we have just about made it. Just got through the corner. Just slow it down, slow it down. Oh, we've got far too much understeer. I was trying to be a little bit braver there and I couldn't do it. That is not at all the car that I expected it to be. I thought the cat. Whoa! There we go. Now we're going to look. I just about got it back together again. I was expecting it to be perhaps twitchy, to be thrown about by the bumps, to have problems over the large jumps, but to be a very quick vehicle. What we've actually got is an incredibly understeery car that is very good over the jumps. This tiny lightweight sports car flies absolutely lovely. Deals with all of the bumps far better than some of the much more suitable cars. I mean, much more off-road orientated cars. This has survived all of the jumps and bumps far better, but we have got just miles and miles of understeer. You can't carry any corner speed with the Caterham, and that's a very weird sentence to say indeed. A 1 minute .997 puts it in between a Fiat 959, a Bath, and a Lancia Delta S4. A Dodge Charger is quicker around this course than the Caterham. Yeah, not what I was expecting from it at all. It's still not too bad a time. It's in a very busy mid-table area, is the Caterham. Yeah, not the car I expected it to be at all in this rally build. It's still not too bad a car. It's relatively easy to drive. We just can't carry the corner speed in this vehicle. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.